Hi everyone, JB here and welcome back to the Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. In the previous episode, we went to the abandoned mine, we fought some sky bandits, we let the sky bandits get away, and we got thrown to jail, and now we're here and we're stuck with Olivier. We will get to Olivier and what he can do later. First things first, however, I want to go back to the guild, because we actually do need to report into Lugren about what's happened so far. We received payment from Mayor Maybell for your oh my word. Let's try again. We've received payment from Mayor Maybell for your investigative efforts so far. We did receive payment for missing Airliner. We get 8 BP and 6,000 mirror. If you've been doing everything correct up to now, you should have 101 Dalmatians, BP. Current rank is still 6th class, but that's fine. We've got plenty of time to get up to 1 class. Keep up the good work and be careful out there. Indeedy do. Right, next thing we want to do is look at the bulletin board, because we've got a new quest, Stolen Ring. But we can't do that right now, so don't worry about it. Next thing we want to do is head down to South Bows. So we go round the market and down here. Now, be warned, at this point, you cannot go back to anywhere else until you've done all the investigative efforts you need to do. So just bear that in mind. So the first thing we want to do is head to the Orbital factory and then go up to the 2nd floor. Yay, this one turned out really cute. Niall, is this how you wanted this one? Yeah, sure, something like that. However, we really got screwed, you know that? Hmm? Good afternoon. Are you working on another story? Looks like you two are on the trail of a scoop again. Hey, it's you kids. Oh, Estelle and Joshua. Boy, am I glad to see that they let you out of the clinker. Yeah, I heard all about you kids getting arrested by the army up at the old mine. You certainly had me worried. Why are you acting like you had nothing to do with it? It was your info that led us to the village. Hey now, what kind of face is that? Don't tell me you blame us. Did you go and check out the abandoned mine yourselves? Yeah, we did yesterday, but it was after you had already been hauled off. We could have had a really great shot of your arrest had we been there. It really guts me that we missed such a perfect opportunity for a great shot. I swear, you people in the news business. But anyway, I was wondering if you thought that this looked like the handiwork of the Sky Bandits. It sure looks that way to me. It seems that the army is sniffing around for clues too. But to be honest, it looks like there's nothing to be found here anymore. I see. That does make things a bit more difficult. Well, Mr. Reporter, why don't you let me ask you this then? Do you know from whence the Sky Bandits entered town? According to the witness statements, they were seen leaving through the west gate. Well that's awfully strange. The mayor's residence and Bowes Market are right through the west gate, and it seems like attacking those two places would be far more lucrative. When you put it that way, that makes a lot of sense. But if you don't mind me asking, who the heck are you anyway? Ha, I'm glad you asked. I'm Olivier Lenheim, a wandering bard and gifted musician. I'm sure you've heard rumours about me, right? Oh right, you're the guy who drank wine without paying at that classy restaurant. It takes guts to stiff such a big bill. It's an honour to meet you, sir. Haha, you're making me blush. I'm really ready for my interview anytime, so don't hesitate to ask. Oh wow, really? I'm getting a headache just listening to this crap. These two are very much alike. I'm not even going to ask how this guy wound up with the rest of you. That would be for the best. It would be for the best indeed. Now we want to go out of the residence. Go out of the house, and we want to go to the residence down here. I'm going to talk to this guy. I've tried to ask a few questions here. Would you mind getting out of the way? Well, brilliant. Hey, you there. What? Is something wrong? I thought I'd better give you a word of advice. Even if you are representing the mayor, at the end of the day, you are all still civilians. We cannot have you wandering around here in the middle of our investigation. Who do you think you're talking to? Your advice seems rather more like a threat. I'm just saying, you need to know your place. But if you're so adamant about investigating the matter, then do it after we've cleared out of here. If we get any more trouble out of you, then we're going to have to give you a personal invitation to jail. Forget about it, Estelle. There's no arguing with these gentlemen. Ha! For an ass in a lion skin, you sure know how to throw your weight around, Mr. Soldier. I should have said ass, it's an animal. What did you just say? May I ask what's going on here? Colonel? For a soldier in the prestigious Royal Army to be threatening our good citizens, that is an outright embarrassment to us all. But these aren't just civilians, sir. They're members of the Bracer Guild. Oh, is that so? Then I ask you once again, what's going on here? The army's supposed to be working closely with the guild. What do you intend to accomplish by being rude to our allies? But as far as the general is concerned... Ah, yes, that side of the general really concerns me. I'll take over the investigation from here, so please take your men and clear out. But sir, your men have been here since early this morning, so I presume that a sufficient investigation has been conducted by now, yes? I'll smooth things over with the general later. Is there anything else you wish me to address? No, sir. Alright, men, pack it up. We're returning to the Harking Gate. Jesus. It looks like that's that. It seems that some of our personnel were rather impolite. Please allow me to apologise. I appreciate the gesture, but we made some slightly inflammatory remarks as well, so how about we let bygones be bygones? That suits me just fine. As I stated before, the army is supposed to be working closely with the guild. I think our two organisations working together grants us each the ability to make up for the other's shortcomings. I'm looking forward to any progress you make with this recent series of events. We'll do our best not to disappoint you. He seems like a decent guy. Yeah, I wonder who he is. Colonel, it's almost the appointed time. Oh, already? Excuse me, but it appears that I must take my leave. Oh, but before I do, it looks like I haven't properly introduced myself. I am Alan Richard, a colonel in the Royal Army. If there's anything I can do to assist you, please don't hesitate to contact me. Colonel Richard, I feel like I've heard that name somewhere before. Nial was the one who mentioned his name earlier. He said something about him being a sharp young officer who leads the Royal Army's intelligence division. Oh, right. Wow, for someone in the military, he sure knows how to listen to others. Probably in his mid-30s, and he's not hard on the eyes either. He seems like he's more fit to be a politician than a service member in the army. Hey, you guys! Who was that you were just talking to in the black uniform? I could swear I've seen him somewhere before. Are you trying to tell me that you didn't recognise him at all? That was Colonel Richard of the Intelligence Division. You know, the guy you mentioned earlier. What? You're not pulling my leg, are you? As fun as that would be... No. He said so himself, so I'm fairly confident he is who he says he is. To think that the legend himself would show up here. We can't wait around here like this any longer, Dorothy. Let's see if we can catch up to him. Aye, aye, sir. Although I'm really not sure why we're chasing after anyone. Okay. Did you see his eyes light up? I wonder if he's going to do an interview or something. Haha. Anyone else in the army would brush him off, but I'm sure the colonel would oblige him. What's the matter with you, Olivier? You look serious, and I gotta say, I find it creepy coming from you. I was just thinking about the colonel. I'll be the first to admit that he's quite the specimen of a man. But what? I could say with confidence that he doesn't stand a chance against me when it comes to the ladies. But I'd like to see him try just a little harder. It's no fun without a romantic rival. You just had to ask, didn't you, Joshua? I'll regret it for the rest of my life. Ha ha ha. Alright, let's see here. Now that the soldiers are gone, how about we resume our own investigation? Let's start by talking to all the people we couldn't talk to earlier. Good idea. Good idea indeed. And by all the people we couldn't talk to earlier, they mean one person we couldn't talk to earlier, and that's Cecile. Oh dear me. Weren't you the Braces who came to ask questions not that long ago? Oh, right, we did come before. I'm really sorry I couldn't talk to you then. So what you came to ask is about what happened last night, right? Yeah, that's right. Is this a good time for you? Yeah, this is a good time as any. It was the middle of the night, you see, when I heard a noise coming from outside. And I, of course, thought it was my husband coming home at such a late hour, so I opened the door and started yelling, like all good housewives do. But it turned out to be a group of masked men coming out of the Orbital factory across the road. I thought my heart was plumb going to stop right then and there. Although it turned out the burglars were rather surprised and ran away to the north. I see. So it was the Sky Bandits, huh? So what you're saying then is that this house didn't occur a loss of any kind. Yeah, thanks to the mercy of the goddess. Can I ask you another thing? Did your husband coming home late mean that he went to the bar? If it was only that would be forgivable. In addition to being a no-good drinker, he's obsessed with this. Cecile raised her hand in a casting motion. Oh, I get it. You mean fishing, right? I see now. That's right, he loves fishing more than life itself. Just yesterday he said something about catching some smelt and took off to the lake in the south. And on top of that, he still hasn't come back. Huh? So what you're saying is, he doesn't know anything about the incident? That's exactly what I'm saying. And when this good-for-nothing husband of mine gets home, he's going to get a what for, let me tell you. Hi honey, I'm home! Phew, what a day I had. I was fishing patiently all morning, but I have nothing to show for it. Oh, what's this? Do we have guests? You senile old man! My goodness, woman, what kind of fiery tempest has gotten into you? Don't you know it's rude to act like that in front of guests? If anyone's being rude, that would be you. I'm dumbfounded that my own husband can just take off to do what he likes at a time like this. Huh? What do you mean by a time like this? What do you meant? Maybe I should explain. Joshua gave Mr. Kawano a brief explanation regarding the burglaries which transpired the previous night. Burglaries by Sky Bandits? You don't say. Now that is terrible. But to think that they hightailed it out of here after my wife hollered at them is hilarious. Haha, guess they've got to experience the Cecile effect firsthand. What did you just say? Let's all calm down now, shall we? But to think that these Sky Bandits came in the night like they did, and then just disappeared like that. I wonder if it has anything to do with that thing he was talking about the other day. He? What do you mean? Oh right, you don't know him. He is my fishing buddy. He's staying at the inn down at the lakeshore to the south of here. If I remember right, he said something about seeing a strange bunch near the place the other night. A strange bunch? Now, this sounds really interesting. Could you tell us a little more about what you've heard? Sure, I don't mind, but I'm just going to tell you up front that this is all hearsay. From what I heard, he just happened to see them by chance as he was out fishing during the night. He saw them leave by way of the inn's front door and then out on the road. However, when he asked around at the inn in the morning, it turned out that no one like that had stayed there the night before. Yeah, that is rather odd. So, was there any type of burglary at the inn? No, nothing of the sort at all in fact. It's quiet there, the meals are great, and it's, well, a place I recommend to anyone. But best of all, it's a prime fishing spot. Though there weren't any definitive clues related to the incident, we did manage to hear a few interesting bits. I concur. I especially like the one that described all the delicious food at the inn. That's not what we're talking about here. Although I did find the fishing part to be rather interesting. Unfortunately, if there's nothing going on there, then I guess it wouldn't be worth investigating. Actually, I think it's quite the opposite. If someone had been careless and caused a problem, the army would have thoroughly investigated it. Conversely, the possibility of the Sky Bandits appearing where there's nothing happening is rather high. Oh, well, I guess that's one way to think about it. And in light of this series of incidents, there's either a spy in the army, or the Sky Bandits are a really clever bunch of thieves. It'll be extremely difficult to corner them only by investigating the incidents which have occurred. We'll need to get one step ahead of them by tracking their movements. I see. So what you're saying is that we should take an offensive stance rather than a defensive one? Then how about we get going? After the beautiful Valleria Lake, it's sold in many a rhyme as the Pearl of Liberl. Indeed, or we could do the exact opposite by going the other way. So what we want to do is go to Beau's Market, and we want to talk to the woman on the magazine stand, who is this person here, and we want to buy the Beau News issue 3. There we go. And as always, if you want to read the Beau News, I'm just going to skip through it and just pause. There we go. And what else can we do? We can talk to this guy. Should have really voice acted this. Once I've read a book, I almost never read it again. Anyway, I'm done with this one, so you can have it. Received Carnelia, Chapter 4. The lady who owns the shop recruited me to work here not that long ago. I wonder if she hired me because I was always putting in my thoughts about her merchandise. Who cares? Anyway, let's read Carnelia Chapter 4. 12 pages. There we go. So, the next thing we want to do is just head straight out the market and head down here back towards the South Beau's block. I want to buy a couple of items. I'll do it live. I just want to buy some, basically all the status effect accessories I want to buy a 4th copy of, now that we've got 4 in the party. Just, it makes sense, right? You want to always be able to protect against things like that. I think we could also sell a few things, but it's actually unnecessary at this point. And then we want to head to the Orball factory, and I want to unlock a few slots. I want to unlock Estelle's 5th slot, and I want to unlock Joshua's 4th slot. There we go. And then I want to buy as well. I want to buy 1 EP Cut 1. And then I want to do some rearranging with the orbments. Basically, I want to arrange Scherazard slightly. In fact, I want to arrange everybody slightly. But you know what? I'm going to show you what I did in the next episode. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe for more. I've been JB. This has been Legend of Heroes Trolls in the Sky. And I'll see you in the next one.